In this video, traders, we're going to look at the CoreSpreads trading platform. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so full disclosure, CoreSpreads are now sponsoring the channel. We're really pleased to have them on board. Why are we pleased to have them on board? Because these guys have set their stall out and said, hey, we are tight spreads, we are no frills, and we are aiming for the serious trader who perhaps does a bit more volume than normal trader, perhaps a bit more active in the market, not necessarily volume is in trading size, a bit more active, and just wants a solid execution, and we can save you guys money. And as soon as someone says that, especially for me, I go, that sounds interesting, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I like to do my analysis here, and I've kind of pared my screens down quite a lot since I have done before. I like to do analysis on the charts, I like to do my analysis on bits of paper, I like to do whatever I need to do, and then I just want my platform there, open my ticket, place my trade, minimize it. I've talked about reasons we want to do that before, and if you subscribe, you probably know this already, P&L on your face and all this kind of stuff. So when someone says that's exactly what they're trying to focus on, I'm like, okay, because let's be honest, guys, you think of the big three spread betting firms, CoreSpreads probably not there, but the big three are trying to do everything. Like the big three, maybe two, whatever. You know, they're trying to do everything. You think, well, you know, that's the first port of call for most people. They're going to open a platform with one of those. That might not be the best one for you. And I'm going to do an exclusive video just on this about reducing your costs and how it can really impact your bottom line. But you don't realize until you think, well, it's only 0.2 or it's only 0.8. I was looking at the Dow earlier and it was like a 2-point spread out of hours, which is pretty good. 1-point spread in hours, which is incredible, really, you know, compared to you look at the futures price and stuff. Again, I'm going to go into some detail on that later on. This is for the platform, this video, but just digressing slightly, because this is kind of just why we make the decision as traders potentially to look at someone else. You know, just a few extra trades where you're paying an extra pip here and there, or half a pip, or if you're forex trading or tick, it adds up, you know, and just reducing your costs. And if you can get the fills you want and all this stuff, then it just makes sense to reduce the cost. Anyway, so that's kind of why it appeals to me and why we thought, you know what, let's choose these guys over others. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at the platform. Again, objectively look at the platform. I'm going to show you some things that I think about, I've spotted on there. And what I would recommend to you guys is, we've got a link in the description below. Go and check it out for yourselves. Because what you want to do as a trader is you want to go, right, what do I trade? You know, you trade, say I trade Dow. Okay, right, so I need to go and check, first of all, the spread on the Dow is competitive. Okay, because that's what you want. That's why we want to switch at the end of the day. Unless it's some sort of technology issue or some feature that we want to switch for. But generally speaking, you want to have that spread nice and tight. So you need to kind of look at what you trade, the currency pair you trade, or some other pairs as well. And one thing to point out, guys, is that yes, you may say, well, I always trade euro, US dollar. But if you trade another couple of exotics, maybe once or twice a week, and the spread is massively different, that could still make a difference. So, you know, make sure you kind of look at your bigger picture. And it's almost a little bit like, when you're switching your energy supplier. You know, you go, well, I'm getting the same service, but I'm just reducing my costs. You know, I'm still getting, a presence in the market. I'm still being able to trade the markets that I want, but I'm just being able to reduce my costs. So, that's my strategy generally if I'm changing brokers, is to work out what I'm trading, go and check out the spreads, open an account, and have a mess around it. So I've got a demo and I've got a live account because I like to look at both. I like to say, okay, the demo is the same as the live, the price is the same, there's no funny business going on there. I can confirm that. We'll have a look at those in a second. I like to look at the order ticket. I like to look at whether it's easy enough for me to look at. I need to look at any extras that I know I need, what I do, I don't like. I make my decision from there. So let's have a look at the platform and see what's going on. So I've got a demo and I've got a live. So there's the live, there's the demo. There's a live, there's a demo. The price looks exactly the same on both. There's no some unusual spreads or anything different. It looks identical. The only difference I see is at the top here, we've got a signals section, and we'll have a look at that in a future video. So popular markets, let's just start off with those. I'm gonna look at the Dow because it's open now. Let's go into the demo actually and look at this. There's your markets, there's your popular markets, there's your trade your order. Now, I don't know about you, but I've probably got 2 or 3 markets I'm trading at any one point in time. So I don't need to have all this. All I need is this. And we'll talk about creating a watch list at some point as well. But really all I want to do is go, right, I want to trade Dow. In my trader, and Dow is obviously Wall Street 30. when we look at the spread betting platforms, because that's their synthetic DAO, but for all intents and purposes tracks the DAO. So we've got this rolling cash, and day trader in me only going to trade the cash. I'm looking at the cash index. I look at the cash spread bet, should I say. Pretty simple ticket. You just pre-select and you buy or sell. You're adding your pounds per point you want to trade in it, and you're pulling the trigger. And you get your confirmation. It says, yeah, I'm in at my opening price of 26,015, and I'm done. So it's pretty simple, and it's pretty much what I like. I like a nice clean order ticket. If I was being fussy, would I say that I like the pop out? Sometimes I like the pop out and just kind of pop out the ticket, bring over the chart. But then you've got to mess around with, once you've got the fill, maybe put your chart on, you lose the pop out, you wonder where it is. It's not a deal breaker. I'm quite happy opening the platform up and going, right, there's the platform. I know where I need to be, place my trade, place my stops, place my limit, minimize the thing, go back to focusing on what I'm trying to achieve. Now, that's the trade. Very, very simple. If we look at kind of putting an order, let's put an order on DAX. You put an order here, it pre-populates your level. Now I know, actually, because something that's important to me is how close I can put my limit to the current market price. And it looks like it's about 2 points, guys. So in other words, yeah, if the DAX is trading at 03, you can put a limit order to buy at 01, which is good because a little rock back and you're filled. So if you don't want to trade the market, you can do that. So you put your orders in. A nice easy way of doing it. You can do it manually punching in, or you can kind of scroll up or down. The hedging button is super interesting, and I'm going to do an exclusive video on that because to me, it's a way of hacking your brain to holding your trades longer. So stick around for that, because not many brokers allow this hedging facility. You call it hedging, and it can be a way that you can get around kind of not being able to hold winners or having short-term trades and longer-term trades. But yeah, we'll look into that at some point in the future. So here you can put your limit order in or stop order in. You can attach an order to it. You can attach your stop and your limit to the order, so you get an OCO bracket on. I was just playing around with it before, and yeah, you put an order in, you put your limit and stop in, bang, filled the limit, stop was cancelled, you're good. And that's perfect for, especially if you don't want to be watching, it's time constraints, you don't want to be at the screen, plus of course the psychological impact of watching tick, 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 and we've talked about that before on the channel. So what else have we got in here, guys? So pretty simple, clear order tickets. I like that. What I'd like to see, if they've got it, is being able to change the default. So let's have a look at FTSE. Oh yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so if you change your default, let's say to £5 a point, save it. That should be that if I open that FTSE again, I'm defaulted to £5 a point. Great, I like that's personally preference to me. I like having a default there. My little tip that I like to do is to have the default as my scaling default. So let's say you trade £10 a point, say. You scale out in twos. I like to have my default as 2, so that if I'm opening ticket closing, I know that I'm not accidentally doing 10. I'd rather do less amount than a bigger amount. I know that if I'm scaling out in twos, 5 twos over a kind of a level, a key level, I'd rather do that than go 10, 10. Oh, wow, now I'm in £50 a point. I didn't want to be in £50 a point. So little thing that I like to do is have the default set to the scaling amount. And then of course, if you're doing the whole load, you can just up it on a per order basis. So yeah, looks pretty good, guys. We're going to look at some charts at a later date, look at alerts, going to look at bits and pieces, but it's got everything you need. You've got cryptos here, we've got some indices, we've got our FX, got some shares, got US shares, got the FANGs. I know they've done something interesting with those. We'll have a look at those as well in another video. But overall, you know, I'm pretty encouraged by it. It's got a pretty decent layout. It's very simple, it's very clear. It's obvious to me that they have definitely set their stall out as, hey, this is clean, this is clear, there's no clutter in it. The ticket is the ticket, it's very simple to operate. You're in, you see in your blotter, fine. You get on with your business, you manage your trade, you come back, you get your limit filled, you get your stop filled, whatever, you place your positions, and then that's it, you know, and I quite like that. For me personally, that's all right. So go and check it out, guys. The link is in the description below. It's CoreSpreads, and it's well worth a look if you're an active trader, or even if you're not that active and you just want to basically have as narrow and tight a spread as possible. You don't want to pay for facilities and features that you don't use. It's well worth checking out. Link in the description below, guys. Take care. See you next one. Bye-bye.